opinion on their anatomy, on how to fix themselves, how to get into better shape, whatever it may be. But the thing that I find the most interesting is people will not pay a multimillionaire to mentor them. That is one of the most puzzling things I've ever heard in my life. They'll pay for video games, they'll pay for new clothes, they'll pay to go out to dinner, they will pay for doctors, mechanics, personal trainers, physical therapists, personal shoppers, they'll pay for an Uber driver, but they won't pay a millionaire to teach them how to get rich. That has always blown my mind. I've never understood that. And what I want to talk about is the fact that people pay doctors, they pay mechanics, they pay personal trainers for a specific reason. They pay those people because those people are trained to see things that they themselves are not trained to see, right? A doctor's trained to see things in your body that had you not gone to school for 12, 15 years, you would not be trained to understand what was happening in the body. You haven't gone to tech school, so you don't know how to fix your car, so you pay someone else. You don't know how to get in the shape you want to get in, so you pay a personal trainer because they have the expertise, because they went to school for that thing, right? They are trained to see things that you yourself are not trained to see. That's why you pay them. Now, the interesting contrast that I see here is that wealthy people are also trained to see things in the economy that you and I have not been trained to see. They've been trained to see things, whether it was at home, it wasn't at school, because you don't learn how to get wealthy in school. If there was a Wealth 101 class, I would have been front row and center every single day, okay? That's not a class in school. 97% of people work for somebody else in this country, so you're not learning the philosophy of the wealthy at home. So where is it you go to learn how to get trained to get rich, right? That is one of the most puzzling questions in our society. And the thing that interests me is that wealthy people are trained to see things that most people are not trained to see. So why would you not pay someone who's got what you want to teach you how to get what they have? That's always been a question I've had. And you know what I found out? One of my close friends, a man who coaches me whenever I need it, but more than anything, we're just good friends now. He taught me something that literally changed my life. It changed the way I perceived life. What he said to me was, he said, Danny, the reason people don't live the lives that they want is because they ask bad questions. You see, when you ask bad questions, you get bad answers. When you learn to ask good questions, you get good answers, and you can transform your life. I want to give you a second to marinate on that for just a moment. Just think about what that means. If you ask bad questions, you will get bad answers every single time. Learn to ask better questions and you will begin to get better answers. That is something that one of my close friends and coaches taught me. And this is what I wanted to say, okay, is there is a reason, there is a design, there is intention, there is precision behind riches, behind wealthy individuals. What you need to learn how to do is drop your ego and start asking the people who have what you want how they got it. That's what I did. I stopped asking bad questions. I stopped asking questions like, why wasn't I born into a rich family? Why didn't I grow up in a rich neighborhood? Why didn't I grow up with a guy who could teach me how to make millions? Why didn't I grow up in really good shape? Why didn't I have great genetics to be in really great shape? Why didn't I? I stopped asking those kind of questions. I started asking questions like, how can I? How can I get rich? How can I get in great shape? How can I earn both time and money? How can I escape the rat race? How can I run my own business? How can I win in life? How can I get that girl that I want? How can I get the car I want? How can I impact the lives I want? How can I build the business I want? Start asking better questions and you'll start getting better answers. You know, it's interesting. The way that I came about all of the philosophy that I have is something that so many people laugh at, and it's totally okay because people will listen to me speak, and I say this humbly. I give this all to God. I pray for wisdom every single day. I give this all to God. This is not me. But people say all the time how I have such an interesting perspective on business and how I have such an interesting perspective on this and that, and I have so much wisdom, whatever it is. Here's how that happened. I dropped my ego. I stopped mocking people. I stopped envying people. I stopped laughing at people. I just went out and got it. I saw a guy who had what I wanted. I didn't laugh at him. I didn't mock him. I didn't envy him. I went and got it. I went after it. I wanted to learn how he did what he did. And I dropped my ego. So many people are scared to ask because they want to act like they have it all together. Everybody acts like they have it all together, but statistically speaking, 97% of people don't have a freaking clue, right? Statistically speaking, 97% of people don't have a clue. Like 50% of this economy has like less than $1,500 in their bank account. Right? So when I look at that, I understand that like if you learn how to drop your ego, learn how to drop your pride and start asking better questions, you will get better answers. And so many people laugh at, and this is where I'm expecting the viewer count to cut in half, right? Is many people laugh at the industry of network marketing and they go, oh, network marketing, it's one of those pyramids. It's this, it's that, it's whatever it may be. Here's what I'm going to tell you. It's a $200 billion a year industry that pays out over $200 million a day. It's been around for 140 years. Do you think that people in that industry might know something you don't? If you're criticizing that industry, here's what I'm going to tell you. Stop listening to your Uncle Johnny who doesn't have the life you want and go do your due diligence. There's a good chance it's not for you. There's a good chance it is. Who knows? That's your decision, not mine. But what I would tell you is I learned all of the philosophy of the wealthy. I learned the kingdom principles. I learned how to get rich in this industry. I learned how to get rich in this industry, right? And it's funny to me that some of the most successful people in this industry are actually small business owners. They're real estate agents, mortgage brokers, doctors, chiropractors, lawyers, and attorneys and stuff like that. They're restaurant owners. They're what else? Like mechanic, garage owners. Small business owners are some of the most successful people in this industry. Here's why: because they understand what a real business model is. They understand the difference between a good business model and a bad business model. They don't mock it. When they see a guy making $20K a week, they're like, tell me how to do that because I can't. How do you make 20 grand a week with $300 a month overhead? Most small business owners make $20,000 a month, but they pay $16,000 of it back in overhead, and then they have to pay the rest in taxes, and they don't make much more than everybody else. Most people think small business owners are rich. Oh, they own the business. They probably make the same amount of money you do. Right? Small business owners are usually the most successful people in this industry because they actually do their due diligence. It's interesting to me, the people that mock this industry most are the most broke people. Not just broke financially, broke mentally. The ones who have a big ego and a really tiny bank account. The people who have a really nice car and can barely cover their rent. Those are the people that laugh at this industry, and it makes me crazy. And what I want to ask you is, could there be something about this industry that you don't know? That's a really valuable question to ask yourself. When I started to learn, when I asked better questions, I started getting better answers. My life changed. I dropped my ego. I traded ego in for humility. I traded ego in for education. Education equals everything you want. I'm not talking formal education. I'm not talking college. College is good. College is great, but college doesn't teach you how to get rich. People go, oh, Danny, you're talking about getting rich. All you care about is money. No, that's not true. But you know what pays for the roof over your head? Money. Do you know what pays for the clothes you wear? Money. You know what pays to take your girlfriend out on a date or your boyfriend out on a date? Money. You know what pays for clean water to drink in Africa for people who have no money? Guess what? Money. Do you know who can provide shelter to homeless people? Churches with money, right? Money is not everything, but I'll tell you this, when there's a lack of it, it's like a lack of oxygen. You kind of need it, right? You kind of need money. And the thing that blows me away is the people who always say that making a lot of money won't make you happy. They're right. Money won't make you happy, but money makes a lot of other people happy. What you do with money can make a lot of other people happy. That makes me happy. Fulfillment makes me happy. Being able to lay my head down and knowing I made a difference, that makes me happy. Right? And so if you're trading all of your time for money, at the end of the day, when you're 70 years old, this is